How fast do you think a sum as huge as $170 million would disappear? A couple of years? If only you knew. However, in this video, we'll be talking about how Boris Becker wasted his $170 million fortune, further delving into the occurrences and conditions that led him to spend such an amount, leading him to bankruptcy. To figure this out, sit back and relax as we bring to you the fall of a German tennis icon. Boris remains the youngest man to have won the Wimbledon championship at the age of 17, and he caused quite an uproar at the start of his tennis career. The young tennis player at the time was born in 1967 in Lehmann, Germany, to Elvira and Karl-Heinz Becker. In 1974, Becker joined the Lehmann Tennis Club and began his training. He won the South German Championship in 1977 and joined the German Tennis Foundation in 1978, while they were in charge of his training and took care of his expenses. Boris became a tennis pro in 1984 under the tutelage of the former tennis player and Romanian businessman Ion Tiriac. By 1985, he won the Tennis World Young Masters at the NEC in Birmingham, and 2 weeks after, he won his first Grand Slam, where he snatched the Wimbledon championship unseeded. Becker made quite a name for himself, as he had many accomplishments at the start of his career. He also has the record of being the youngest male to have won the Cincinnati Open. By the end of his career in 1999, he had been ranked world number 1 and had won 9 Grand Slams and 49 career titles. And his career earnings were $25 million minus sponsorships and endorsements. Now everyone would wonder, what brought Boris Becker to the ground? We would expect him to enjoy his newly found fame and wealth and probably enjoy the rest of his career in silence and making a lot of investments like his former coach and mentor Ion Tiriac, who is currently the richest tennis player in the world. Let us look at how Boris Becker squandered all his money and is now in jail. Unfortunately for Becker, things went south since his retirement in 1999, as he struggled with different relationships and legal issues. After he quit tennis in 1999, he began to invest his money into different businesses and played golf and poker. He delved into coaching, TV personality, making his own tennis rackets and apparel company, real estate, and organic food production. After Becker stopped playing on the court, poker was something the new Becker enjoyed. He was good at what he did, claimed to have made a lot of money playing the game, and was also a brand ambassador for an online platform he represented. He is estimated to have won about $15 million from it. Becker was undoubtedly a great player on the court, which helped him contribute to the success of another top star, Novak Djokovic. He coached Djokovic from 2014 to 2016. Djokovic's 2015 season is tagged as one of the most dominant seasons on the record for the athlete, as he won 3 major titles, remained world number 1 for the entire 52 weeks, and recorded many more successes this year. This year was good for Djokovic and Becker as he accumulated some of his wealth there. His charm and successes only masked the darkness that seemed to surround him as he sunk deeper into his problems, and he was finally declared bankrupt and jailed. Becker was involved in many relationships with different women before marrying Barbara Festus, a model and aspiring actress, in 1983. The relationship remained good on the outside, even with so much criticism and racial lash they got. Still, the love between the couple had fizzled out over many years before their separation in 1999. This separation was perceived by many as what led to the withdrawal of Becker from tennis and caused his breakdown in the sport, as he suffered psychologically during this period. They had 2 children together, and as per their prenuptial agreement, Barbara was entitled to a $2.5 million settlement, which he took and left to Miami with her children. In 2000, Becker got a call from a woman, which was the beginning of what turned his pocket around. The woman was a legal counsel for Barbara and informed him they would like to settle the separation legally. The divorce snatched $14.4 million, their condo on Fisher Island in Florida, and the custody of their 2 children from him. This makes it a total of $16.9 million, including the prenuptial money he gave her, plus his other benefits. When he was still with Barbara, he was involved with a Russian waitress, Angela Ermakova, at the closet of the London Nobu restaurant after what was supposed to be his last game before retirement. After he initially refused the child's paternity, he later accepted it after much back and forth at the court. He eventually reversed his stance and made a settlement of a $2 million check to Angela, followed by many years of child support. These relationships have taken a massive chunk of his money, and Boris tags it, the most expensive 5 seconds of my life. He invested his money in a partnership with a German IT company for a joint bankrupted.com sports website, Sportgate, which took a nasty turn after he had invested 1.5 million euros into the business. Afterward, he went ahead to found his own internet TV channel, Boris Becker TV, which went defunct not long after it was launched. Another amount of money into the drain. Becker tried his hands on many things as he moved to begin his own organic food business, which also closed down as soon as it began. He tried his hands at a Becker's Tower real estate business, a business which was about to start in Dubai in 2011, but never saw the light of day. Going further, he was rumored to have invested in the Nigerian oil and gas business, which was also a wreck. And a leaked document reveals that he may have lost more than $10 million in this investment alone. With all these losses on investments, one could wonder what state of life the tennis star lives in by now. Christian Schumer, his co-writer on his 2013 biography, reveals that Becker still loves the same standard he enjoyed as an active tennis professional, when the millions were flowing from expensive rents or holidays to Ibiza, even though he has a home on Malacora, through to expensive meals, cigars, whiskey. On top of that, he is extremely generous. This shows that through and through, Boris was living above his means, which means he had to cover up one way or another, bringing us down to his debts and taxes. As a German resident, Becker, a top earner, must pay 45% of his income to the country, but he tried to evade this and took up residence in Monaco, where he got to pay only 1% and keep a high percentage of his money. After investigating Becker in 2002, the German government discovered that he had made a false statement on his tax returns. After a lengthy investigation, it was revealed that he'd actually been living in Munich and not Monaco, and evaded payments from 1991 to 1993, meaning he owed the German government 3.3 million Deutschmarks in back taxes. During the investigation, he paid 3 million in back taxes and interest to reduce his sentences, admitted wrongdoing in exchange for a lighter sentence, and got away with 2 years suspended sentence and a fine of 500,000 euros. The extent of Becker's money situation was not considered serious until 2017, when he was declared bankrupt by the British court over an unpaid loan of nearly 5 million on his estate in Majorca, Spain, and a $1.6 million loan that carried an insane 25% interest rate. During the case, his lawyers argued that he had diplomatic immunity due to his appointment as the Central African Republic's attaché for sports in the European Union. I wonder what it is. Becker had never been to the Central African Republic, and his supposed role under Article 31 of the 1961 Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations was argued to give him diplomatic immunity from bankruptcy proceedings. Unfortunately for him, the CAR's foreign minister opposed that Becker was not an official for the CAR, and the passport he produced was from a stolen batch in 2014. And yes, this was yet another lie by Boris Becker. When will the lies stop? Becker was forced to auction his trophies and properties by the court so that the proceedings from it could be used to pay his debt. It seems like the lies would never end with him, as that is who he is. After he was asked to sell his properties to cover his debt, Becker was found to transfer hundreds of thousands of dollars to his ex and estranged wife after he was declared bankrupt to hide it from his creditors. He also failed to disclose property, a bank loan worth 825,000 euros, and shares he had in a tech firm. All these charges, under the Britain Insolvency Act, land him a 2.5 years prison sentence at the HM Prison Wandsworth, indicating that he will be deported back to Germany after he has served his time. It's quite unfortunate how low the high has fallen, and we can only hope that after he's released from prison, he gets to live a more truthful life and stays doing all that is required of him. Being human, we understand that making mistakes is natural. However, owning up to those mistakes is more necessary because they make you a better person. For a fortune as much as $170 million to be wasted in such a short time is something noteworthy. We do hope he gets to bounce back on his return and be the Boris Becker we all knew and loved in his days as a tennis player.